that one as well. If your dog has a Twitch account, tell him to. I don't know, but it's just really cool to see so many people coming out to watch BSL.
Yeah, that's really impressive. Like 200 viewers already. It's really something I didn't never expect that it will be so high because on like BSL3 I had around like because BSL3 also Silek helped me cast it, so Hyle had around 400-500 viewers because he had like this crowd watching him, and I had around 40 to 60 people, and now it's growing so fast. Like I can't believe it.
Yeah, I mean, what's that? StarCraft is growing. Oh my goodness! I'm really excited to see such a large community, whether it's Discord, Team Liquid, Reddit, Twitch chat, whatever it is. Even a lot of English language streamers starting to stream on Africa TV. So it's just a huge community. Really, really happy to be a part of it, and happy to have so many good tournaments like this one. So, ready to go with the next series.
Yeah, this is Bonyth versus Favorit, and we are seeing the profiles right now. It's Bonyth is Mr. Tomasz Kamiński from Poland, and Favorit is I think it's there is some kind of mistake, but I think he is from Germany. So so there is some kind of mistake on the profile, or maybe he is actually from Sweden, but I believe he was born on Ukraine or Russia, and he's living in Germany right now. So
that must be it.
Yeah. So PVT and PvP. PvT and PvP favorite matchup of Bonnie, and Favorit likes PvP and Archon. So it will be very interesting to see how Favorit will show his skill against Bonnie, because Bonnie is a beast. As you said, you are like he's so Gosu player that it will be it's hard to play against him, but we will see what Mr. Favorit will bring to us.
Okay, I'm excited.
Okay, can we go?
We can.
Yeah, go. Let's go. It's game number 1 on Circuit Breaker between Favorit and Bonnie.
Okay, here we are. So yeah, this is Circuit Breaker. It's weird because our first series started on Blue Storm, a very small map for 2 players. And this is a very big 4-player map, so it's gonna look a lot different. So in the bottom right-hand corner in the red is Bonyth.
Yeah, and in the top left corner, other purple is Favorit. So cross positions in PvP. I think it should mean that if someone will decide to go with something more greedy, he will be able to escape with it. If he will be not too greedy.
Yeah, not too greedy. That's the crucial mistake, because I know there are specific players, I'm not going to name names, who when they play, they'll do an aggressive build and run it to cross positions first, because they know that if that's where your opponent spawned and they're playing greedily, then you can catch them off guard with that. But these are both very good players. I wouldn't expect anything kind of cheesy like that. I mean, Bonyth, I think, is ranked 3rd on the BSL ladder. So, I mean, this guy is just gigantic. He's one of the monsters.
Yeah, and he recently came back. I mean, maybe not recently, but he had a break like for half a year from Brood War, and now he came back, and he's now one of the best players again. So that shows how good of a player he is, and he's still getting better and better after this break. Yeah,
I hate players like that, Zero, because they can be a good player, they can leave, and then they can come back. It happens all the time in South Korea with players leaving to do their military service, and then they come back, and it's kind of rare that they become a good player once again. But guys like Moon, the famous Warcraft 3 player, left, did his military service, and just won the Warcraft 3 World Championship. And it happens sometimes in StarCraft as well. So really impressive to see that Bonyth, sure, it's not 2 years to be gone for, but Brood War, man, you got to keep your skill up a lot, and he has been able to get it all the way back and still be one of the best players.
Yeah, it's just like football. You have to practice all the time just to have your body be in shape to play on this high level, to be quick and to have very fast like not reflex, but response to anything what is happening. And I'm happy you bring this topic because I'm waiting for Bisu to come back from military and become best Protoss in the world again.
Actually, so I just had dinner tonight with Scan, a guy that is a very good Korean Brood War player.
Yeah.
And he is actually doing his military service right now. So, of course, I asked him if he had seen Bisu in the military, but unfortunately, no, they don't go to the same places, so he has not. But he is actually doing his military service right now, and I'm happy to report that he is doing fantastically. We went and got some sushi and ice cream. It was amazing. So,
and is he able to practice over there in military?
So he's not able to practice while he is doing his military service, but he has weekends off essentially because of the type of service that he's doing. And so he has to work during the week, but then he can practice and play on the weekends. And he still plays for his SDPL team Seoul in a lot of their games. And I think he's won the last 2 matches that he played. So he's still very good, still watches and cares a lot about the Brood War community and tries to keep up with it and play when he can.
Oh, that's good. So that means that he have a plan to go back to... Oh, Bonnie sniped the probe, so it's fair skill probably. Fair skill, good job.
Nice catch there. And yeah, it can be difficult to do that because probes are the hardest things to kill in the world. So good catch, Zero.
And Favorit will go for the relatively fast expansion when Bonnie will decide to go for robotics facility. So we already seeing differences in their builds, and we know that Bonnie will be the one who will be trying to be aggressive this time.
Yeah, this is really cool because a lot of times you can just see PvPs look exactly the same the entire time, because there are just like very standard, 2-gate obs that you see that all the time. But this is going to be different because it feels like the hardest thing to do in a PvP is build an expansion, because as soon as you do that, you really have to hold on, because if your opponent is like 3-gating you, you're going to be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, you're definitely right. But maybe now the cross position will help Favorit a little bit. I'm not sure, but his position of his first Dragoons is really good, and he's like not letting Bonnie to see what is going on. And I'm not sure if Bonnie knows that Favorit went for this fast expansion.
Right, Bonyth is doing Favorit is doing a really good job controlling the space outside to prevent it from being scouted. But Bonyth is still poking in here. He's starting to realize, wait a second, if you're out here trying to stop me from getting information, what could you possibly be doing? And so he's building an observer to go out there and check. But by then, the Nexus is already going to be up, and Favorit's already going to be mining from it.
Yeah, and if he will be able to saturate 3 gateways for a longer time, he will have more Dragoons than Bonnie, but he will go for the Weaver because the robotics support bay is already there. So, but because he made the Observer, the Weaver will be a little bit later, and every second is precious for Favorit, and he's probably happy. He should be probably happy that Bonnie went for fast Observer instead of fast Weaver.
Yeah, that's a big delay. So that means that as soon as the observer finds out what's going on, it's good to know what your opponent is doing, but it's bad to not be able to do anything about it. So the expansion from Bonyth is going to be a lot later, and I wonder if that is going to make him want to play more aggressively, or maybe expand again, probably not. But yeah, the observer will see this army moving out here and realize that Bonyth is way behind in economy.
Yeah, he's way behind in economy, and he have a less number of Dragoons, so overall his position is not the best. The only thing he have on his side is the Weaver, and Bonnie is known for his extremely good Weaver micro, so I'm really waiting to see what he will bring, when this Weaver will bring to this game.
Yeah, so he's going for double Reaver, right? And this is a very defensive play. A lot of times you do this when you want to play with a good economy, but he actually has a worse economy. So the Reavers don't do anything by themselves aggressively. They're only going to be here for defense. But Favorit does have quite a few Dragoons here, and he's actually ferrying more across the map. But actually, no, he's going to turn those around and head back home, realizing that he can't really push into a Reaver without things like a shuttle or another Reaver of his own. So he pulls back home, and he's just in a great spot.
Yeah, it was weird for me that Favorit wanted to be the one who is aggressive because his economy is
Yeah.
so good and he had such a good position that I thought that Bony would be the one who will want to deal some damage to him, and now suddenly Favorit decided to maybe he was just pretending that he's going for aggressive build, and now he's adding 3 more gateways, so 6 gateway against 2.
Wow.
Huge difference.
Yes, one of those numbers is bigger than the other, Zero. And Favorit, yeah, he's just killing it. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't throw down a third base here pretty quickly, because he has a bigger army, more money, more bases. I mean, what do you? He's not at any disadvantage except for maybe a tech disadvantage. Like, he doesn't have all of that Reaver tech going on, but it shouldn't be too difficult to hold on against that with a ton of Dragoons.
Yeah, you are definitely right. And so Bonnie is having all the tech he can. It's like Robotics Facility, Templar Archives already making two Dark Templar, so it will be Dark Templar drop and the Reaver probably. It can be very dangerous, but Observer from Favorit is now just like he's finishing building his first Observer, so he will have a tools to defend it, but will he be in position? This is the question.
Yeah, shuttle speed as well being researched right now. So we are going to see some DT shenanigans or Reaver drops or whatever Bonyth has in store. But he does need to deal damage because his army is just a lot smaller. So he has to make up for that with this high tech, but that can be hard to do. But if there's one player that can do it, it's Bonyth, because his Reaver control is amazing.
Yeah, you are definitely right. If I would watch anyone else's game, I would tell that Favorit now is having such a big lead that it's hard to lose from this position. But but it's Bonnie, so I'm wondering what this shuttle can be better than anyone else's shuttle, I think. And yeah, but the pylon positions from Favorit are genius. He's like seeing everything around his base, so that's what he needs to do, and he's doing that.
This is perfect from Favorit. He's got scouting pylons that will show this shuttle coming in very, very quickly. And shuttle speed isn't done, so it's going to be a slow shuttle moving in. That being said, there is a perfect spot to drop your Reaver right behind here, but the Scarabs can only go one way, so, oh, this is so close. He's got to get the shuttle out of there, and he does save the shuttle.
I thought he will get it because the Observer gave him vision. Bonnie very nicely sneaked the shuttle, and Pylon didn't see it, but Observer scouted it. And now Favorit is having Observer in the Bonnie main, so he is also aware how many gateways, how big of a production Bonnie is having.
And Favorit sniped Bonyth's Observer, so he doesn't have any vision of what Favorit is doing on his side of the map, and that's going to deny him the expansion timing, because he won't know if his opponent's gone for a third base, just like he didn't know when he expanded to his natural.
And I don't know how Bonnie did it, but he is now almost even in supplies, despite the fact that Favorit was macroing from 6 gateways all the time. Like, maybe he's having some probe advantage, because I think in army still Favorit is having advantage.
Yeah, you would think that if 2 players have the same number of gateways and one's ahead, he would always be ahead, but they're actually only about 10 supply off of each other. And now it's double shuttle with triple Reaver from Bonyth. Now, there's a Korean player named Mini who tried this strategy in, I think, 3 or 4 different ASL games, and he lost every single one of them because it's so hard to control like 3 or 4 Reavers in 2 shuttles. But we're gonna see Bonyth try it.
Yeah, and the main is undefended. All the units from Favorit are in the middle of the map, so he can deal such a critical damage to the Favorit economy that
Here we go.
I'm afraid of our German Protoss.
Oh, here come the Reavers. They're dropping, but the probes are pulled just in at the last second. But that's still a lot of damage being done. And in response, Favorit is not going back home to defend. He's pushing out across the map to fight Bonyth.
Yeah, he wants to crash the Bonnie army in the middle, but he's losing the main base. So it's really interesting choice out of Favorit, and he's definitely having an army advantage, so maybe it will work for him.
Oh, here's all the probes. He's gonna kill every single probe here. Oh my god, every single probe is gonna die here if my vocal cords don't die first. But I think what Favorit realized is that Reavers kill buildings really slowly. Oh my god.
Let's look at the
Every probe
supplies.
is dying.
Yeah, now he's dropped 30 supplies because he lost every probe he had. So that's terrible for Favorit. And if he will lose the Nexus, he will not have money to rebuild it. So this is what
But
he needs to win with.
I think it's time. Okay, so Bonyth did critical damage. Just pick up the Reavers and come back home. You need those Reavers back home to defend because your opponent has 0 economy. So just come back home. Just bring the Reavers back because this is a gigantic army. You can't look at the supply to tell out who's ahead here because there's so many probes that are dead. And Favorit has a gigantic army here with Storm.
Yeah, with Storm. The Storm might be very crucial because there is one Reaver on the high ground. He's trying to snipe the Reaver, but oh, Bonnie is microing that so well that he killed 6 Dragoons and with any loss. Oh, that's sick.
Oh my god, so Bonyth is doing a great job. Now the Storm is doing okay, but I think he's out of Storm right now. Does he have one more? No, he's out of Storm. So
Yeah.
this is not going to look good for Favorit. Like he's going to have to fight up high ground, up a ramp. He's lost his he's lost one of his High Templar, and he has nothing to go back home.
Yeah, there is only one probe from Favorit, so all the limit we are seeing, it's army. And Bonnie is very nicely, very smartly using the high ground advantage, and he will defend it mostly, most likely.
There's DTs here too, and no observer. I don't think there's an observer, but even if there is, this is going to be too good of a defense. Favorit had such a good start to this game, so many advantages, but Bonyth is too good.
Yeah, he's just too good, and for the most game I thought that Favorit will get it, and then this double speed shuttle drop happened, and we saw comeback from Mr. Bonyth. So this was impressive.
Yeah, that's the perfect word for it. As soon as Bonyth dropped those 3 Reavers in the back of Favorit's base, I'm just like, well, this really decides the game. If there were maybe Dragoons left back in the back of his base to defend against that, then maybe he like snipes the shuttle and all of a sudden the game turns around because he pushes across the map and wins. But still, really excellent attack and then defense. I don't know, Bonyth is he's just the whole package.
Yeah, definitely. Playing, like, it's the hardest part in Blood War to play the game when you are behind, and to play the game, like, to know what to do when you are behind, because it's easy to play when you have advantage, because then you can, like, make some mistake and it will be forgiven. But when you are behind, like, you can't make any mistake after that.
Yeah. To Bonyth's credit, when he was behind an expansion for a while, and he could have been behind he could have been behind a third base too. Favorit actually could have expanded pretty early, way earlier than he did. So if the game hadn't been decided there and Favorit had gotten a third base really quickly, then it could have been even harder for Bonyth. But
yeah,
he used shuttle speed and those trademark Reavers to do so much damage.
Yeah, and
really well played.
In the perfect timing when the army of Favorit was in the middle of the map, so he felt the timing of that very nicely. Okay, so game number 2 will be on. Game number 2 will be on in the name of an Eddy, a new ladder map, and overall new map, I think.
Yeah, so this is a new map for the new KSL season. I like that every season we're trying to bring in at least one new map. And I don't know if you remember, I think Icy Cup had this cool thing called Map of the Week, right? And you get like bonus points for playing on it. That was really, really cool. And so this is sort of the pro gamer version of Map of the Week. It's like new map of the tournament, right? So things like Sylphid, things like Roadkill, things like In the Way of an Eddy.
Yeah, that's well described. And yeah, and we can see that a lot of players are choosing this map. They are liking it. It's pretty balanced map. There are so many mining bases and there are islands over there, so the games there are more interesting than in a regular map. So I'm very interesting what we'll see over here. Are you ready, Mr. Rapid?
I am.
Okay, so we can go game number 2, Bonyth versus Favorit. So spawning on the top right position as a purple Protoss is our player who is leading 1-0 Bonnie.
That's right. And his opponent in the bottom left-hand corner in the green from Germany is Favorit, or at least that's the flag by his name. So very impressed by Favorit's ability to get that economic advantage early on. They're at cross positions on another very big map, so it could absolutely go for that early expansion once again. I would say that, my favorite way to watch Bonyth play is just like a super fast speed shuttle with Reaver, just really going, not all in on that, but it's really impressive to watch. Because last game, Bonyth was really slow on building a shuttle at all. It went obs first and really couldn't do anything to punish Favorit's early expo.
Yeah, he didn't do anything, and I don't know if he could do, because after making this observer, I think Favorit did excellent job with keeping with the Dragoons Bony out of scouting, and Bony was forced to make fast observer, and then after seeing that the expansion is already up, he couldn't do too much. So I think this was very good game out of Favorit, and now Bony is probably much more focused on this game after the first match.
I totally agree. But this is in the way of an eddy. It's pretty weird. It has, those island expansions that are, I don't see them taken a whole lot, but they are kind of interesting in the way that they play in there. They've got crashed battle cruisers, which are apparently called the NORAD 2. I've never noticed that they had a name, but they do.
I think you are right. We can see them up even to confirm it.
I remember I looked that up, and I'm just like, okay, well, I don't know what the NORAD 2 is. If that has a lore meaning, then I do not know it. But they're there. It's really cool to see so many kind of not new mechanics, but just kind of interesting mechanics come back. I hope we see more like cloaked lurker eggs and like random stacked buildings and stuff. I really like those, but it's really confusing for new players to watch because it's just like, well, what is that thing? But everything has a purpose. And I like to see creative map makers who can make use of a lot of those cool features.
Yeah, something which blowed my mind was a Sparkle, where only Zerg could mine from this Ferd gas and Terra and Protoss
How did
didn't.
they do it, Zero?
I don't know, but
no
it was
idea.
so weird. It was so fun even. I loved this map, even as a Zerg on islands. It was such an interesting map, and yeah, the imagination of the creator of this map is he could probably write like something similar to Game of Thrones or something.
Yeah, really, really creative. I really love stuff like that. So I hope that we get a chance to see new things in the future. I was actually talking to the guy who made the Brood War map editor, not the one that comes with. Oh my God, Bonyth just killed a probe. What? That's
He's
not supposed
so
to
good.
happen.
Yeah, he scouted everything and killed the probe, so that's really good for him.
That probe was working overtime. Now, unfortunately, the probe also died, so you might say, well, that's 1 for 1. It's like, no. You're not supposed to be able to do that. Because, like you said, he does get that scouting information. He knows that it's only one base right now, so there's nothing like a crazy early expo or anything like that. But will he see the third... Did he see the third gateway being built? I don't think so.
Yeah, I think he saw only 2 gateways, and look at that, Favorit is skipping the range for the Dragoons, so Bony is already having his halfway done, and if Bony will notice that, I'm sure he have a skill, huge enough skill to abuse that and to out-micro goons without range. Oh, now Favorit is just starting his range, so he will be much later than Bony's one.
Right, so he wanted to go later range because he is going 3 gate here. Now, obviously, if there is at any point a Dark Templar being built by Bonyth, Favorit would kind of lose the game at that point. But, it's gonna... I don't think Bonyth plays that style, and he did go for 2 gateways instead of just 1 rushing for anything. So it's going to be interesting to see how Favorit wants to play this, because last game he played very economically, getting that early expansion. This time he's going 3 gates, so we're going to see a lot of Dragoons. And if Bonyth tries to fight out on the map and doesn't realize he's behind in Dragoon numbers until it's too late, that could just be the end of the game.
Yeah, you are definitely right, and I think I like this choice from Favorit because this is reverse ramp main base. So if he will be able to be on top of the natural, he will be able to close Bony. But now he is losing 2 Dragoons for free.
Yeah, losing Dragoons in PvP. It's almost like losing Lings in ZVZ in that, like, if you just have one less, you just lose.
Yeah,
So,
that's exactly good good comparison.
okay, so here are the Dragoons. They pop out just in time to fight, but he still has less. And the Zealot is getting melee shots off, which should kind of never happen. So this is, oh man, this is just terrible. How does the guy with more gateways lose? What?
Bony is showing us that double gateway is better than triple gateways in terms of Dragoons versus Dragons, because like he killed 7 Dragoons with losing one for God range. Oh, that's probably why he was able to win. But that was impressive win.
Is range that good? I mean, I feel more Dragoons is... okay, all right. I mean, catching those 2 Dragoons out on the map, I thought it was going to be Favorit that caught Bonyth out on the map, but it was actually Bonyth that caught Favorit out of the map and then snowballed it from there. Obviously, forgetting range is a little bit rough. I thought he had just delayed it to get that extra gateway out, but he actually did forget it apparently. So, wow, Bonyth is too good.
Yeah, definitely. It's like I thought the numbers were in favor of Favorit, and then Bonnie came and crashed everything. I didn't expect that that this game will end so early. So that's impressive.